Hello. Today we're discussing something every single person does, but almost nobody talks about. Right now, at some point today, you imagined a conversation that never happened. You rehearsed an argument, replayed a moment, constructed an entire scenario in your head. A relationship, a confrontation, a version of your life that exists nowhere except inside your mind. That's not imagination. That's your brain escaping. And understanding why it does this changes how you see yourself completely. Here's what's actually going on inside you. Your brain has a default mode. Scientists at Harvard call it the default mode network. The moment you stop focusing, it switches on automatically, and it starts running simulations. Fake conversations, perfect comebacks, alternate lives. Why? Because imagining feels safe. Reality has consequences. The fantasy doesn't. So your brain chooses the fantasy every single time unless you consciously stop it. Harvard psychologists studied 15,000 people and found something that stopped me completely. We spend 47% of our waking lives thinking about something that isn't happening. Nearly half your life in a world that doesn't exist. Here's what science actually says. Daydreaming does well. Research shows that mind wandering activates the same brain regions used for creative problem solving. Some of the most significant breakthroughs in history happened during moments of mental drift, not focused effort. Structured daydreaming. Imagining future goals with emotional detail genuinely increases motivation. When used deliberately, the mind's tendency to wander is one of its most powerful tools. But here's where it turns against you. Most daydreaming isn't deliberate. It isn't creative. It isn't solving anything. It's escaping. Think about the scenarios you actually run in your head. The argument where you finally said exactly the right thing. The version of your life where you made that different choice years ago. The relationship that exists perfectly in your imagination with someone who doesn't feel the same way in reality. And here's where it gets dangerous. Every time you imagine telling your boss you deserve better, your brain releases a small dopamine hit, as if you actually did it. Every time you visualize the goal, your brain partially rewards you, as if you already achieved it. Psychologists call this mental simulation substitution. The imagined experience satisfies the need just enough so you never pursue the real thing. You've been living in a highlight reel of a life you haven't built. And the cruelest part? It feels like progress. It feels productive. It feels like you're working on yourself. You're not. You're escaping yourself. And every time you visit that version, instead of building toward it, the gap between who you are and who you imagine yourself to be gets wider, not smaller. So, what do you actually do? 1. Notice the trigger. Your mind doesn't wander randomly. It wanders when you're avoiding something. Next time it happens, ask yourself, what am I not facing right now? 2. Convert the scenario. Stop rehearsing the conversation. Habit. Stop visualizing the goal. Write one action toward it. Today. 3. Give it a deadline. Fake scenarios feel safe because they live in a timeless future. The moment you attach a date, it stops being a daydream and becomes a decision. If you recognize yourself in this, if you've been living more in scenarios than in reality, I built the 7-day action reset for this exact pattern. It doesn't ask you to stop daydreaming. It asks you to convert those scenarios into decisions. Day by day, step by step. With the psychology built into every prompt, subscribe, like, and comment for more psychology content like this. See you in the next video.